Okay, buddy. You gotta go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Bee. If you're new here, I am a digital illustrator and the online shop owner of Smudge Toast Studios. Today is a perfect fall day. It's very rainy and stormy outside. I have my crock pot going, and my cats are particularly snuggly today. So it looks like the perfect opportunity to get into some fall designs. Today I'm going to be trying out something that I haven't before. I will be printmaking using this Linocut kit. I got it off of Amazon and I will link it down below if you want to get the same kit I use as well, just to make things easy. There's a car coming. That's okay, take your time. I will be talking all about my first experience making a Linocut design, my successes and failures, and tips and tricks that I learned in this video. So it's very beginner friendly because I myself am a beginner. So let's get into it. I will show you everything that comes in this box and additional things you will be needing. So the kit itself comes with an ink roller, this carving tool that also comes with 6 different carving tips, 5 different carving blocks, and then it also comes with a stack of transfer paper that you will see me using to draw out all of my designs on. And then I don't show it here, but I also got some fabric ink because I will be using some of my designs on tote bags. So if you are also using it for fabric, make sure you have fabric specific paint. Otherwise, you could also just use acrylic paint or another medium of ink. So here I'm just setting up my workspace and lining up all of my tools. And then Toast comes to join me and I have to work around her. So when I go to draw, I first push her out of the way and then I get to drawing a draft of what I want for my pumpkin. So at first I just get a normal piece of paper and sketch out a design that I have. And then afterwards, you'll see me actually draw on the transfer paper for a final design. So now I'm finished with my rough draft and I'm moving on to my transfer paper design, and I'm just taking my time making sure that all the lines are clear, and I'm pressing down a little bit harder than I normally would with my pencil just to make sure that my marks are thicker. And then I take a squeegee that I have for my sticker laminations and I just use that to press the transfer paper down on the cutting block, and then I'm ready to get carving. Here's the moment of truth. As you can see, I am not quite comfortable at the carving strokes. I go really deep at first and then I just kind of like slide around on accident, and it's really hard for me to get this motion down. I think I'm going to say this like 20 times throughout the video, but this is my first time ever carving, and you can definitely tell I need a lot of practice to figure out the right motion so that I get smooth lines. I'll talk about it a little bit after this design is done, but I just realized something about how I carved in the very beginning that made it a little bit more difficult for myself. So you'll see throughout the video of me kind of figuring out how to make things easier and how to get the carving style that I really want. But yeah, this is my first attempt and I'm just carving away, just trying to get the main shapes down, and I'm overall keeping it pretty simple for myself and just carving out this simple pumpkin design. Now I came to the part where I needed to cut down the mat to just the stamp that I'm using, and this was when I decided to not use any of the stars that I cut out. It was just too complicated to carve down around the stars enough, and I just decided to cut them out. I'm also using scissors because I couldn't find my X-Acto knife, so don't judge me. Alright, so I just finished my first attempt at stamping. I learned something, I think, that is crucial. I don't think I realized how fast I was trying to carve with this one, and I ended up with a lot of uneven lines and uneven depths, and I kind of chalked that up to cheap materials. With the kit that I got, I knew it was like a beginner kit and not as nice as some of the other brands that you can get of the Linocut tools. However, as far as buying on Amazon goes, the reviews were pretty much the same for this kit as buying separates were. And so I trusted the quality enough to get it, and at first I thought that the quality just wasn't good enough to cut smooth lines. I know this is a tougher cutting block than some other ones out there, so in the future I do want to try a softer one that other printmakers recommend. But that being said, I do think it was my error that it was so hard to cut. So moving forward, I'm going to make sure that I really take my time and just kind of focus on each line that I want to cut. And yeah, I think that's going to make a pretty big difference. I am happy with this first pass because this is my first ever time doing it, and I didn't expect it to, I don't know, I didn't expect it to make a stamp. I expected it to go so wrong that it just wasn't going to stamp. But for what it is, I'm really happy with this first attempt, and I'm going to remember that moving on. So I'm going to try it again with this, second attempt. So just like the first time, I am sketching out my design on the transfer paper, and this time I'm adding a few more stars, and I'm really going to try to carve out the stars this time. I'm making sure that all of the star designs are very big and easy for me to carve, because the smaller the design is, the more uncomfortable I am right now with carving them. So again, I'm just keeping my design really simple and making sure the shapes of my pumpkin are simple and big and easy to see and easy to carve. Of course, the main thing I am working on this round of carving is keeping my strokes very slow and deliberate. So that's what I'm doing here. You can see it in real time, the speed that I'm going at. In a second, I'm going to speed up the video, but here you can see that I'm just really trying to take my time. So here you can see me testing out this design. I'm taking out a page from one of my sketchbooks to use for stamping, and I just get some of my ink. I want to make sure that I roll out my ink very thoroughly to get the best print that I can. So I take a few seconds and just roll it out and stamp it down. I do the best I can without having anything heavy to press down with, so I just use my body weight and press down as hard as I can to get the clearest print. Here is my first and second attempt at carving my pumpkin prints side by side. So after my second attempt, I took a little break, made myself my third cup of tea of the day, and then sat back down and sketched a couple of designs. I was only planning on using 3 Linocut cutting sheet things today, but then I thought of a design for my tote bags, and if it goes well, I might test it on one of my tote bags. But yeah, let me show you the designs that I sketched out on my transfer paper. So there are 2 cats in different pumpkins. One cat is looking up at the other cat. And I think it's a good size. These sheets are pretty small, and I was trying to think of different ways that my designs could work for the size of tote bag that I have. I have a pretty standard size. So yeah, these are pretty small for it. So I was thinking about copying the same design, and I have a drawing in mind that I would like to try for a tote bag design in the future, just copying the same like moth design, but I'm gonna do that later because I'm really bad at freestyling moths. I don't know, don't ask me, it's something about the wings. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. If these guys don't work out, I'm just gonna keep practicing this, and then in the future, hopefully still in the fall, I'll be able to have some fall designs. But let's start with this. I'm hopeful that I kind of have a better idea of what I'm doing now. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, I've got my third design finished. I really like the way it looks. I definitely need more ink if it's gonna look neater, but for the most part, I think it's done. I am probably just not gonna do my fourth design, the other cat with pumpkin, and just do this one twice on the same tote. Yeah, by now I think I've spent 6 or 7 hours practicing Linocut in one day, and I think that's enough for now. So I am ready to test this out on a tote bag. Let's hope. Okay, well, final verdict. It looks like I have a while to go before I can add some of these to my shop, but in the meantime, I think this is gonna make a really cute new tote for me. I'm still happy to use it. I just wish that this one showed up just a little bit more to match this guy, but for my first ever time trying Linocut prints, I think it went decently. I might even use this guy and stamp a tote bag if it's gonna be for me or a friend, because I think this pumpkin is pretty cute as well. So I'm pretty happy with the result. I'll definitely be working on this until I can solve the problems that I ran into today. But yeah, for my first time, I'm happy, and I am excited to keep working on this until I can put something in my shop. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see on a tote bag, especially if it's autumn themed, because that's what I'll be practicing with, I think. And yeah, hopefully I can get something up before winter time. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video of me trying something new. I hope you learned a little bit of what not to do. Thank you so much for your support of my channel. It means the world to me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!